Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa have been co-hosts of and have been married for 29 years. Reside with Mark and Kelly for the past two. Because in 2023, Consuelos, who is 54 years old, began sitting next to his wife. But now, more than ever, they hardly see one another. We have mornings together at work, but then we normally go our own ways until dinner time. At Wednesday, July 23rd, New York City's Running with the Wolves premiere, Consuelos told Us Weekly in an exclusive interview. The happy pair tied the knot in 1996, after meeting as All My Children co-stars the previous year. They have a daughter, Lola, 24, and two boys, Michael, 28 years old, and Dwaken, 22 years old. As a 54-year-old, Rhea continued her tenure on All My Children, Regis Philbin and she were selected co-hosts of Live in February 2001, succeeding Kathie Lee Gifford. After Philbin stepped down in 2011, Ripa continued on as a co-host with Michael Strawn and Ryan Seacrest until Consuelo took over. Philbin passed away in 2020 at the age of 88. Looking back on their 30 years of marriage, Ripa and Consuelos may appreciate the simple things that have contributed to their relationship's longevity. Consuelo mentioned that he had a strong affection for his wife. "The love's always going to be there, but I really like my wife. They have a lot of trust in each other," Ripa said, adding to the agreement. "We have a shared history, and there's something really nice," added the woman. A number of documentaries covering topics of interest to our children have been playing on the television. My father and I were alive during that. For that, we were married, and I'm going. It was during our marriage that took place. Having a shared past spanning decades is, thus, incredibly pleasant. She elaborated by saying that it's the same as when two people with a common interest also develop interests apart from their shared interest. Two people who are able to build each other up while still being themselves are a perfect match. There has been prior discussion of bounds by Ribbit. While she and Consuelos were on Live in February, they argued about whether or not spouses should reveal their whereabouts to one another. The last thing she wanted to know was her husband's whereabouts all the time, she told Mill. "You don't have to tell me that. Everything is well with me because I know exactly where you are." According to Consuelos, it can be a bit awkward when someone asks you out on a date and then wants to know where you are. "In my opinion, that individual ought to extend the proposition to you. Listen, I'm going to tell you where I am." Among Hollywood's longest-running couples, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos stand out. In addition, they share hosting duties on a prominent morning talk show. The three of them have been close for nearly 3 decades, through red carpets, raising a family, and now co-hosting Kelly and Mark on Breakfast. However, the couple just came clean about the shocking reality, even though they've been spending more time on set together. When they work together, they end up seeing less of each other. Mark Consuelos candidly discussed the impact of their work dynamic on their personal life during the Running with the Wolves premiere in New York City on July 23rd. This was an exclusive interview with Us. "Typically, we work together first thing in the morning, then we each go our own ways until dinner time, when we finally meet together." The couple now appears on television together every weekday morning, but he warned that viewers shouldn't expect this from them. Still, it's a big reason why the marriage of Ripa and Consuelos, who have built it on the principles of independence and unity, is still going strong after all these years. Recalling their backstory aids in comprehending the depth of Kelly and Mark's bond. In 1995, they crossed paths on the set of All My Children, where their on-screen chemistry as Medio and Haley swiftly bloomed into on-screen romance. They tied the knot in less than a year. After over 3 decades of marriage, the couple is still going strong, running one of the most famous talk programs in America while still taking care of their 3 adult children, Michael, 28, Lola, 24, and Joken, 22. Rhea has been a mainstay on Regis Philbin's live show since 2001, when she replaced Kathie Lee Gifford. With Michael Strahan and Ryan Seacrest, she has worked side by side at the desk for many years. Officially, her real-life partner Mark Consuelos joined her on air in April 2023. New life has been breathed into the program by the on-screen chemistry of the two. Like eavesdropping on a couple's breakfast table chat, viewers are captivated by their playful banter, real laughter, and candid conversations. But beyond that surface chemistry is a balanced partnership that succeeds in spite of and as a result of their close quarters. It's natural to think that working alongside your spouse could cause tension, but what has worked for Kelly and Mark has been an abundance of respect and affection that transcends romantic relationships. My wife would be someone I genuinely like.